diets are inherently rich in fiber because they are naturally endowed with fiber. As long as you focus on whole food, plant-based, and not the processed plant-based, you will be sure you're getting enough fiber. Okay? When we talk about plant-based foods, we're referring to diverse array of fruits, vegetables, legumes, nuts, seeds, lentils, whole grains. They are all packed with fiber. Um, so, unlike carbohydrates, other carbohydrates, which are broken down so fast into sugar molecules and then absorbed into the blood, fiber remains largely intact. Largely intact as it moves down your digestive tract or intestinal tract. This is only unique in plants. Soluble and insoluble fiber, they are vital, both vital for digestive health and contribute to overall well-being. They work synergistically to maintain bowel regularity and support a healthy gut microbiome. And they may even lower the risk of chronic diseases such as heart disease and certain types of colorectal cancers. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dr. Adelita, a plant-based doctor dedicated to helping you live the healthiest life. And today our topic is another crucial topic, which is in the line of nutrition. And it's all about the role of fiber in a plant-based diet. Let's get started. All right, did you know that fiber can be your best ally in maintaining a healthy gut, for lowering blood pressure and blood cholesterol, and even managing your weight? And something that you don't need to think about, but if you just think about not something that you don't need to think really a lot more if you want to lose weight. But what I mean is, if you just focus on a high fiber diet, your weight will just naturally come off or come down, right? So stick around because you're gonna learn more about what else do fiber do to our body, and how does it help. Okay, now first is, what is fiber? The whole food plant-based diet, which I am advocating, is closely synonymous to vegan diet. Okay? But I noticed that people are still not understanding or not sure about what the difference is between vegan diet and a whole food plant-based diet. Fiber, in my opinion, is the most significant difference between these two diets. The whole food plant-based diet really focuses on consuming whole, unprocessed, or at least minimally processed plant foods. And the reason for that is we want to keep as much fiber from that food, from that plant. No, only plants have fiber. Animals don't. So the more you process a plant food, the less fiber you have. And the vegan diet will tend to go for more processed foods, without considering of the value of, considering the loss of fiber. In a whole food plant-based diet, we want to consume the whole plant food because we want to keep the fiber and consume as much of them. Okay, so what is fiber? Fiber is simply what I would like to refer as the roughage of the plant. So if if you're eating a vegetable, you can actually taste the fiber. It's the roughage or the bulk that passes through our digestive system. So once we eat, let's say, whole grains or beans or fruits and vegetables, they contain a lot of fiber. Again, as long as they're fresh, they contain a lot of fiber, and this fiber is the roughage or the bulk that passes down our intestinal tract. So Another thing you want to learn about fiber is that it is a carbohydrate. It is a carbohydrate, but it is a form of carbohydrate that is not easily digestible nor readily absorbed. Okay. Some people, when I say I'm on a plant-based diet and I eat a lot of whole grains and fruits, and they tend to worry about, oh, that's a lot of carbs. Yes, it's true, it's a lot of carbs, but also a lot of fiber. And fiber is the least appreciated carbohydrates, and but the most powerful of all the carbs, in my opinion. And why is that? I'll talk to you about that in a bit. So, unlike carbohydrates, other carbohydrates, which are broken down so fast into sugar molecules and then absorbed into the blood, fiber remains largely intact. Largely intact as it moves down your digestive tract or intestinal tract. This is only unique in plants. You can only get it from plants. Now, there are two types of fiber, okay? The soluble and insoluble fiber. Let's talk about the soluble fiber. The soluble fiber is abundant in foods such as oats, beans, citrus fruits, and these type of fiber, when it enters the gut, it dissolves with water to form a gel-like substance, and this substance tend um, to keep the extra sugar and cholesterol with it, and goes down your intestinal tract, keeping you feel full during that time, so there's less snacking because you're not hungry. And the nice thing about this soluble fiber is that it slows down the digestion process, and that's why you feel full. Still, like after 2, 3, 4 hours and 5 hours, I mean, I know when I have consumed a high fiber food, because it can last or can hold me up for at least for a maximum of 6 or 7 hours. I mean, not kidding. I don't have to snack in between. So that fiber is very helpful in keeping me full, so I can avoid unnecessary snacking, keeping me full. And another thing is that because it moves down the intestinal tract so slow, and then it allows just gradual release of sugar into the bloodstream only when my body needs an extra boost of sugar. Let's say I decided to run on a treadmill or do my elliptical or danced for 1 hour or two. I need some energy, right? More energy than those extra sugar trapped in the gel formed from the fiber will the fiber will allow those extra sugar to be released and supply me with energy. And the cool thing about that is the gradual release will avoid spikes in my blood sugar, right? And so there is just this nice and steady, smooth level of blood sugar, that's helping, because then I don't become diabetic or pre-diabetic. This soluble fiber then stabilizes our blood sugar levels, making it very beneficial for those individuals with pre-diabetes or diabetes, or even if you're not pre-diabetic or diabetic yet. If you are eating a high fiber diet, there's very, very less likely chance you'll ever get into that category. Okay? Preventing you from developing prediabetes and diabetes. Okay? Now, the insoluble fiber is found in foods, plant foods like whole grains, vegetables, and nuts. And this type of fiber, the insoluble fiber, adds bulk to your stool and helps support a healthy bowel movement. It basically acts as a natural laxative in that way, aiding in the more efficient elimination of waste from your body. And this promotes bowel movement regularity. Insoluble fiber helps prevent constipation and supports overall digestive health. Okay, Now, another thing you want to know about fiber is that they, listen to this, they are apparently the food of our good bacteria in the gut. And to me, the reason why they are less digestible in the upper digestive tract is because we have good bacteria down in the lower digestive tract, in the intestinal tract, that's happily waiting for our fiber because they can break them down. And breaking them down is like food for them, right? So if it's food for them, then you are nourishing your good bacteria that in turn will help protect your gut lining. And when your gut lining is protected by this good bacteria because you feed them well, then there's very less chance of you developing inflammatory bowel diseases, polyps, and even colon cancer, colorectal cancer. Okay? So, both types, I want you to understand too that both types of fiber, the soluble and insoluble fiber, they are vital, both vital for digestive health and contribute to overall well being. They work synergistically to maintain bowel regularity and support a healthy gut microbiome. And they may even lower the risk of chronic diseases such as heart disease and certain types of colorectal cancers. Soluble fiber has several health benefits. It can help lower your cholesterol, as I've explained, and also uh, help reduce or decrease your blood pressure, and also helps you feel full longer, prevent unnecessary snacking in that way, which can aid in weight management. See, it's kind of like a domino effect if you noticed, right? Um, because your appetite is curbed down, you feel full, so you're not inclined to snacking. So when you're not inclined to snacking, you're not eating unnecessarily. You're not loading extra calories. But which, by the way, if you're not thinking, if you're not mindful of what you eat, you tend to eat what? High saturated and high refined sugar foods, right? So by just curbing the diet makes a lot of difference with weight management. If you're listening to this reduces the also the risk of heart disease. When you're not overweight, when you don't have heart issues, when you're not loading yourself with extra fats and healthy protein and extra sugar, then definitely your heart is happier, your blood vessels are you know can breathe better in a way because there's no cholesterol plaques or less cholesterol plaques attached or impeding the blood flow. Additionally, soluble fiber, insoluble fiber, the insoluble fiber, as I mentioned, adds bulk to your stool. So if you're constipated, if you're a person who suffered with constipation for a long time, and I did have that before, and I what that's what I love with the plant-based diet because it also just magically improve my bowel movement. I don't have to take anything over the counter. And remember that a diet rich with fiber also promotes a healthy digestive system, and you need to protect your digestive system because that's kind of the gateway, the receiver, a connection between the outside environment and the inside environment. And when you don't have a healthy digestive system, whatever you eat doesn't get absorbed so well, and you also what you absorb, so the micronutrients are not well absorbed if you don't have a healthy digestive system. And the fiber is your friend, is your ally to securing the health of your gut. Okay? Plant-based diets are inherently rich in fiber. That's given. Why? Because they are naturally endowed with fiber. I mean, Um, as long as you focus on whole food, plant based, and not the processed plant based, you will be sure you're getting enough fiber. Okay, when we talk about plant-based foods, we're referring to diverse array of fruits, vegetables, legumes, nuts, seeds, lentils, whole grains. They are all packed with fiber. um, what about I challenge you? If you have a can, just a can of beans in your pantry, look at the label at the back and look for fiber. It's under carbohydrates. You'll see that per serving of that product has a lot of fiber. You'll do your carb fiber ratio, dividing your carbohydrate by the fiber in grams, right? You'll get a ratio of about 4 or 3 or even 2, which means that your fiber is so high. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I invite you to watch my video about reading nutrition label. That is the a very helpful tool. I can promise you that. Um, that that will totally change the way you look at food and will make you a smarter food consumer. Okay, these foods, these foods that are rich in fiber, there are many of them. And if you're gonna ask me, what is my go-to? The simplest example I can tell you is a loaded oatmeal. The oatmeal for breakfast not only provide essential micronutrients and macronutrients, but also for a substantial amount of dietary fiber. A soluble fiber found in the foods like in that alone, the oatmeal is the fiber from the oats, fiber from the apples and other fruits that you're going to put into your oats. um, they will help slow down digestion, keeping you fuller longer, and stabilizing your blood sugar level. What about the insoluble fiber? Well, your source of insoluble fiber in that example, the loaded oatmeal, which the recipe is in my website too. Go ahead and snatch that. The insoluble fiber in that loaded oatmeal recipe are found in the nuts, because you're going to load your oatmeal with nuts like almond nuts and walnuts. And then you have the seeds, the chia seeds and the flax seeds. These are uh, gonna help add bulk to your stool. Um, aside from the fact that these nuts contain omega-3 fatty acids, there's a lot. There's a ton that you can benefit from these foods. But we're talking about diet fiber, right? So you got insoluble fiber from those, and they promote regular bowel movement on you and support your digestive health. Just one big bowl of the loaded oatmeal will give you a ton of health benefits. Now, aiming for a daily intake. So, what is my recommended amount of daily fiber consumption? You can write this down. Um, Aiming for a daily intake of 25 to 30 grams of fiber is recommended for adults to maintain an optimal health. It can vary if you're a man or a woman, but at least in that range, average 25 to 30 grams per day of fiber from food. Okay, not from the powder that you buy over the counter in the pharmacy. With a plant based diet, achieving a 25 to 30 grams of fiber a day, this goal not only is achievable but also enjoyable. By incorporating a variety of plant foods into your diet, into your meal, you ensure you're getting a diverse amount of fiber types that work synergistically with each other to support your overall well being. So, whether you're looking to improve your digestive health, or manage weight, or reduce your risk for diabetes, for heart disease, for hypertension, any type of chronic disease, a fiber rich plant food is your ally. If you don't know where to start there. fiber-rich food from plant-based source. They do not only nourish your body but also contribute to long-term health benefits because this also address almost all of the chronic disease that you have. Remember, every meal is an opportunity to fuel your body with the nutrients it needs to thrive. Now, question: how am I going to boost my fiber intake? I cited an example of loaded oatmeal, right? But generally, here's my tip or my tips, my practical tips in boosting fiber in the diet. Number one, you start your day with a high fiber breakfast, and the loaded oatmeal can do just justice to that. Then you top it with fruits that you like. If you have berries, much better. But any fruit available that you like, top it up onto your oats with the nuts and the seeds, and these are all packed with antioxidants. That's one. Second tip I can give you to boost your fiber in the diet is snack on fruits. If you need and if you must snack on fruits, on nuts or seeds. Those are your go-to, right? These nutrient-dense snacks provide a healthy dose of fiber and other micronutrients too, and essential phytonutrients. Number three, include legumes. Legumes, beans, lentils, whole grains, chickpea, for example, into your meals. These are loaded with fiber. They are excellent source of both soluble and insoluble fiber. And last but not the least, practical tip, choose whole grains. Okay? Whole grains like brown rice, quinoa, and whole wheat bread over refined uh, grains or refined bread. I would go for whole wheat bread and whole wheat pasta, for example, right? And not the refined white processed grains. Whole grains are more of their can retain more of their natural fiber and nutrients compared to the processed grains. And there you go. Fiber is essential for maintaining your health, good health, and a plant-based diet makes it easy. It makes it easy to get enough of it, I tell you. And I promise you, whether you're looking for something to improve your digestion or your bowel movement or your lower your cholesterol, reduce your blood sugar, want to get off of these medications, manage your weight, fiber-rich foods are key. Okay? If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tips. I invite you to visit my website, www.theplanedolita.com. There's tons of information there. Thank you for your time, and I hope you will share this video to any of you think that can benefit from this information. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.